Fantasy 7.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. Was trying to shove some food in my face because UE will make me sick some days. All right. Everybody survived the freeze, and it's still freezing outside. What's the temperature? Oh, 31. Nice. All right. Give me one more second, and then we're going to get started. I wanted to post this up, a reminder. I extended these 2 assignments. I didn't know if people were dependent on the school to get the assignments done, especially with the weekend being the way it was, and then us out yesterday. So I went ahead and extended it, but past the 31st is a no-no. And then this next one will be due the following week. So don't procrastinate. Packs you will need, you can download this animal pack. I'm going to start right here. And then when I'm done today, I'll close with talking about your levels. Okay, so give me one more second.
Wow.
What's up?
I can't believe I got
I'm surprised you got her twice. You had to drop some type of money on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got my scholarship award, so
Yes.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'm just playing this new MOBA game. I'm having a blast. Predecessor.
Predecessor.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it much.
Used to be Paragon, now it's called Predecessor, basically.
Yeah.
All right, fueled up and ready to go. All right, so this week we're going to do
Octavia.
character leading you.
Yeah,
the next part of your level. So I'm going to walk you through that. You will have to do a human for the assignment. You'll have to do a human and an animal. I am providing you with the animal variety pack. It's free if you want to do something else. Some people try to do a bird and then they'd be like, I need help. Don't do a birdie. I mean, it's going to be the same process. So, and then we'll start working on updating your level, figuring out what the story is, because the following week, we're going to do conversational AI, which will start to set up the story of your level as a guide for
oh my
goodness, the player to understand what's happening in your level. So rubric for the assignment, you got a human character, 20 points for everything. They will lead you to a different location. They will turn and wait for you, and I am not recording. Oh, please. They'll turn and wait for you. And then the animal will have a little bit of extra because you have to set up the animation blueprint. So we're going to do all of that today. All right, let's do it. Any questions about the assignment and of the assignments for week 3? Anything? No? Did I call your name? No, I didn't. I'm just asking if there are any questions. All right, so, okay, cool beans. So let me pull over 2 folders right quick. Do I have the right folder? Yes, I have the right folder. All right, so this is my project folder. Ooh, 4 people in there. And so what I wanted to show you about the animal variety pack, because I'm not installing it from my library, one of the fastest ways to do things is to go folder to folder. So here it is. You're going to download it as a zip. You'll unzip it, put it somewhere. This is all the stuff that's in there. And so I've been working on everything in my OG2 folder. So I'm going to double click on OG2 and just copy this over. And so all of the textures, everything will be in the folder right here. So everything's here. So quick and dirty way. I don't want to play with that right now. We'll play with it later. Quick and dirty way to get some things done. And we will have to go back and define the skeleton, but we don't need to do it right now. Okay, so where are we starting? We're going to start with a mannequin. Once we get the code working, then we'll make a duplicate and change the mesh out to be one of the animals. Everybody understand what we're doing today? Give me a thumbs up, please.
Which
All right,
class
cool
is
beans.
it?
So I'm gonna
You going to?
stick in my blueprints folder. I'm gonna stay in here. I'm gonna right click and make a new folder and call it
Okay.
AI lead. So there's a few parts to this. We'll need like an AI controller. We'll need, this is the start of behavior trees, which we will use heavily for enemies to tell them when to patrol, when to chase, when to attack. So I'm not going to rush. I'm going to move swiftly because I want to give you quote unquote dedicated time just in case you need to finish your other assignment. Okay. Depending on how well this goes, whether or not I run into issues or whatever, I may go over metahumans because the next project with the conversational AI deals only with metahumans. So, we'll see, one thing at a time. All right. So now that we're in this folder, we actually need to go down to make sure I record it one more time. All right. So we're going to go down to the third person character, go into the blueprint, and I'm going to right click and create a child from this blueprint class. And I'm going to just rename it BP AI lead. So original. Okay. And then I'm going to move it back into my folder. So maybe in the OG, I'll put it right here. I shouldn't have clicked on it. All right. So I'll move it here. Yeah, making sure I got the right one. So when I come back over here, I'm going to double click and go inside. And the reason why I made it a child of the original is because it assumes all of the movements. So you want that. The other thing I want to do is navigate to one, both, it's up to you, to one of the textures. So I'll come here and I'm going to make a duplicate of the material. Actually a material instance. So I'm gonna right click and make a material instance because I don't want to mess with the original. I want to make copies and it's not literally copy and paste. So I'm gonna move that over into the same folder, move here. And now when I double click on this, I can come to the base color and click on paint tint and just change the color of, I gravitate to purple. Lilac is my favorite color. Pink, I'm good in here. Change the color here so that it does not change the color of the main character. So I'll just save. And then what I want to do is go back over to my lead and just pull that over there. So now my character is something original. I put that in quotes. And so let's see, let's start to set up my scene. There we go. I'm going to, let me save all. I'm gonna put that character way over here. And rotate when I'm looking that way for the moment. Part one. And of course, y'all know I have my notes. I love my written notes so that if something goes wrong, I don't have to depend on a video and start scrubbing back and forth. What they say, what they do. I don't like doing that all the time. So Just FYI, okay? All right. So the next thing that we need to do, let me see if I can start to frame up my screen a little bit better, is to create a controller. Now, this is the controller. It does exactly what it does. It's a blueprint that makes sure that the character knows what to do, how to move, when to move, that kind of stuff. So we're going to right click. We're going to go to blueprint, and then we're going to go to, oh, that's right. All right, so wrong way, wrong place. Sorry. Right click, go to this blueprint, and then down here in all classes, we're going to search for AI controller. And it'll be this one. And we'll hit select. And we'll name it AI COMP control. 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 There we go. All right, we'll get there. All right. So make sure you have like the, I don't know, I feel like it's a halo around the head, but make sure you have that. We're going to double click and look into it, and we are going to be at the top where it says self. Let's see. I think I need to be here. Sorry. Here. AI lead. And then we need to come over here and type in controller. This is where we need to change it. Now I will take a screenshot because I don't need y'all. And I feel like I'm a little off because I just ate. I'm like, what am I doing? It's okay. So we're going to change it to the AI controller that we just created, which is this one. Okay. So now the controller is assigned to the character and we are good to go. I'm going to compile, save in my little order of things, save all. So in order for the character to move around in the universe, we need a thing called a nav mesh bounds. Now, most of y'all are over in the, which is crazy to me, the capstone course. You probably already know this, but I'm going to come over here and look up nav mesh. I'm going to click on nav mesh bounds, click and drag. And if you hit P, you can see where it's moving to. So this determines where the player can move. At this point, the way I have this, the player cannot be over here. That character cannot be over here, or that character. So you have to really think about where you want the player to move to. And it does think about collision. And eventually, what I think I want to do is have that character move all the way over here. But I'm just going to keep it in a small little confined space so that, and I don't know if all of this matters. I don't think it matters right now. I want the the character, sorry, to at least be able to go over here. I think that's what's in my brain. That's why I'm like, where do I want to go? Yeah. All right. So that is the nav mesh bounds. Again, if you don't want to see it, you just hit P. I like to keep it there so I can verify that I'm doing things in the right space. And then the other thing I think I want to do is to make sure that I have the character at the edge so that you're not, the camera, don't worry about the camera. It's going to do what it does. So it doesn't matter. If you look here, you can see that it's counting for rocks. We'll go over that later, but there is a way for you to account for rocks if you want them to go up a ramp or something like that. Right now, I just want the thing to work and move when I tell it to move. All right. What's next? So the next thing we need to do is try to figure out where we want the character to move to. So this is the way I like to do it is to come over here, and I'm just going to get an empty actor. And the empty actor will give me in the world the XYZ location, right? So if I put it over here, I've got the location. So I'll come back and use that later. All right, so now we're going to give this thing some intelligence. So we're going to right click. Okay, let me pause. Everybody good so far? Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Yeah, but we're going a little quick. Can you explain how you got the AI control again one more time?
Yes, yes. So I right clicked and went to blueprint class. Not the blueprint down here with the drop downs. That's why I was like, I mean, I guess you could go here, but I just stayed right here. And then I went down to search and it's AI controller. And then just click on AI controller and then hit select.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, do I need to go over where to put it in the character?
I think I remembered where you. Yeah, you should. Yeah, you probably should.
All right, so back in the blueprint, make sure you don't have the body selected or anything like that. Go up to the BP AI lead, make sure it says self. And then I went over here in the details panel and typed in control. And then I changed the AI controller class. That's the one you just created.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool beans. I have no problem going over that. All right, so now we're going to create the
What?
behavior tree. So we're going to right click
I
and
don't
we're
know.
going to go
Not my
down
problem.
to artificial intelligence and we're going to create a behavior tree. And I'm going to click on that and we're going to name it BT for behavior tree underscore AI lead. I'm going to leave everything pretty consistent with the AI lead as the name of everything because when I get ready to do the animal, I'm just going to add anim or something simple like that. So also pay attention to the look up the icons. That'll help you as well. So we're going to double click and go in there. Lost my window.
Oh, for the marker row? Okay, I got you.
Do this. There we go. Okay. So this is the behavior tree, and every behavior tree should have a blackboard. And then once we have a blackboard, we can start to set variables and conditions very similar to what we've been doing in Blueprint. But I'm just going to go right here and click New Blackboard. And I'm just going to name it BB for Blackboard. And you don't see anything in here because it's only looking for a type Blackboard. But I'm going to go back to the AI lead. That's why I mentioned it. And they are automatically connected. So if I have my behavior tree here, I have my Blackboard. Had I not done it that way, I would have had to connect it, but you want to do it that way because you just keep it simple. That's what I do. Now, let me come down here and show you that there is a Blackboard here. So if you want to do it the hard way, you can right click and go to AI and go to Blackboard. And, you know, I try to keep things as simple as possible. All right, so in the Blackboard, we need to create a vector. So let me save. So you know where you are. Clearly, I'm not in the Blackboard. I'm in the behavior tree. So it's okay. Just hit the Blackboard here. And then I'm going to create a new key. And it will be of type vector. And that will be where I put the location that from the XYZ from that empty actor. So that's what I'm creating. So I'll just do vector and I'm going to call it move to target. It is very important that you have the name correct because there's automatically a function
What's your
that
name?
is called move
Huh?
to.
Oh, Johan,
You don't
Caden.
have to put move
Sorry,
to
man.
target.
I'm trying to do
You
my
can
housing
say
real
to
quick.
target as long as you understand what you're
Appreciate it,
putting
bro.
in here. So don't get confused when you see move target, move to, because the move to target and move to, they're basically doing the same thing, but one is something that's automatically in the system. Okay. The other one is basically a variable that tells the player where to go. Does that make sense? I'm going to hit enter.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's a lot. I get it. All right. So I'm going to save and I'm going to go back to my behavior tree. So the root is like the top end of the state machine. I think that's the way I want to say it. And so now from the beginning of the state machine, we want to start to create the options. So I'm going to come here and drop down, and I'm going to do a selector. A selector does exactly what you think it's going to do. It's going to allow you to select things.
On a challenge.
When the character is choosing what to select,
Reflect.
we have to have conditions set, just like the Boolean condition. Do we have the key? If no, then don't do anything. If yes, then open the chest. Okay, that's exactly what we're doing here. It's just named differently, but the premise is the same. So we'll hit selector.
Let me read and
All right, so let me talk to you about what we're going to do. The state machine for what we're setting up is essentially if the player is within a certain range of the character, the AI lead, should move towards the destination.
Where's honors? Hang on.
Let me do it again.
Oh, honors.
Visually this time. If me, as the player, is within a certain range of this character, then this character is going to move closer to that empty actor, which will be our destination. If not, or otherwise, it will stand here and wait. Everybody got the state machine. If you're a coder, I'm sure you got that. All right, let somebody in. All right, so now that I've tried to show it, let's create it. So what we need to do from the selector is come out here and do a move. There's that move to. And over here, we're going to do a wait. Does that make sense now, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we need to tell it or give it the condition in which it should move. So from the move sequence, we're going to, over here, we're going to add a condition. It's called a decorator. So I'm basically going to right click and add a decorator. I need to create it first. Let me go up here. So we're going to go up here to new decorator. All right. So when we get ready to add the decorator, we'll right click like I just did. I did my steps backwards. But first we need to create it. So we'll click here and do a new decorator. And it'll be a BT decorator blueprint base. It's just a foundation. Okay. Let me be very clear. The condition we're about to create, new decorator, it'll be a blueprint base.
I'll click launch real quick.
All right. So I just call it DEC underscore player in range, because that's what we're checking for. Name it things that make sense, because otherwise if I just put deck underscore AI lead and be like, all right, and it's doing what? It's checking what? So name it something that makes sense. So we're here now, and we're backing up basic blueprint. We're in the event graph. So basically what we want to do is go over here to the left, and on the functions override, we want to perform condition to check AI. So it's this one. All the others, we may look at it later, but this one is, we're checking, and we're checking constantly. I think it's almost every tick of the engine. All right, so we're going to stretch this out because all the stuff is going to come in between. All right, don't delete any of these notes. You need them all. So what we're going to do is from the pawn, we're going to get the distance. Get the distance to. What are we getting the distance to? Out of the other. Yep, and it's going to be get from the player character. So get player, can't type, player character. All right, so specifically the player start, right? Us. So you're going to get that out of that. And then we're going to come out of the return value. This is where we determine the distance that it needs to evaluate. So we're going to do a less than. And I usually start at 1,000 and then I start to tweak. Some of that is based on how close do I want to be? It's based on my mood. It's based on the level scale. So we might end up tweaking this quite a few times just to make sure it's what we want. And of course, it's checking so the return value should work just fine. We're going to compile and save. So I will have a screenshot of that. So no worries. All right. So I'm going to go back to the behavior tree. And now we're going to right click and add the decorator to the move to, and it'll be what I just created. So I just created the decorator player in range. Pay attention, it does not have my underscores and it did put spaces in between the words, but I just want to make sure you have the right one. Whatever you named, whatever you created, that's the one you want to choose. All right, we good so far? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right. So there's, okay, good. Let's see. What else do we need to do? So the Blackboard key, we need the Blackboard key of the move to target. So that's, again, I have move to set here, and we're going to come here to the Blackboard key, move to target. That is the one that we created. That'll be the vector. Now we haven't set that yet, but we'll do it in a minute. All right, what else? I think that this is going to be an issue. Let me wait and see, because it may be a good teaching moment. Advanced. Yep. All right, everything here looks good. All right, so from the wait, it's currently waiting 5 seconds before it checks. I'm going to change this to 2 just because 5 seconds is a long time. I'm making sure, I'm pausing because I'm making sure that I didn't miss the step where I put the XYZ. All right,
Oh
so
yeah, I don't. Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, have we gotten the coordinates from the empty that we put in the level?
No, we haven't. We haven't. Yeah. All right, so compile and save, and then we're gonna go back into the AI controller. Just stay with me, y'all. At this point, I'm leaving everything open up the top, so I don't have to come down and keep opening anything. So in the AI controller, we're going to run the behavior tree. So we're going to go to the event graph, and we are going to, from event begin play, because we don't have like what we're accustomed to so far with the collision box, we're just going to go right here to the event begin play, and we're going to pull out and do a run behavior tree. And give me 1 second. I'll pull this out right quick. While we're doing this, I like to check and see what blueprints I already have up, just as reference, but to make sure I have the right things for y'all as well. Yeah, I see. I also see that something's in the wrong direction. So before I release this to y'all, I'm gonna double check everything. Yeah, because that'll be confusing. All right, so we'll run the behavior tree. The name of our behavior tree is, it's the only one here, BT AI lead. And then what we'll do is we will set the value as a vector. because now we're going to get the position of that empty actor. So I'm going to pull out of here and set value as vector. Nope, about to choose the wrong one. This might be a good place to do this. Got to do it again. Set value as vector. There it is. Uncheck the context menu to get the right one. And this is specific to the Blackboard. So that's the one we need. Yep. All right, so we'll connect this. And then what we need to do is also come out of here and get the Blackboard. So get Blackboard. Maybe if I spell it right. So we'll get the Blackboard. No, we won't. Let me go back. I think we have to turn this back on. All right, so let me do that again because there's a lot of Blackboard options. So the target here, make sure the context menu is back on and just type in Blackboard. And you can see here that there's an AI get Blackboard, use Blackboard. Because we're dealing with an AI controller, make sure to get this one, okay? So get Blackboard, that looks correct. And as you do more and more of this, you're gonna be like, wait, that's not right. That's not right. So you'll start to pay attention to what the functions look like. So the key name, we have to make a literal name. So type that in, make literal name. And then we're gonna go back to our Blackboard behavior tree. You can open up the Blackboard from here. And I'm going to click on this move to target. Now, as easy as it is to type this, I just feel like I just want to copy and paste it. So I'm going to copy the name to make sure I have it right, because if you misspell it, it's not going to work. And I'm just going to come in here and paste it in here. So we're literally making the name move to target. And then we're going to go get the XYZ. And in the past, I've been able to copy this. Let's see if it works. It may not. May have to do it one at a time. So I'm just going to select that empty actor and come over and right click and copy. And then come down here to vector value and try to paste. Nope. So that's okay. I'm just going to copy each one here. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Copy, paste on the Y. Copy, paste on the Z. Doesn't look like my Y took my Z either. Here it is. Copy, paste, enter. All right.
Can you go back to what you were saying about you said in the Blackboard?
Which part? Make literal name, this one? Or this part? Or do you want me to do all of it?
No, the make literal name.
Yeah, okay. So because we set a variable in the Blackboard and it's called move to target, we want to make sure that we have it exactly the way it is over here in the Blackboard, right? So this function is looking for the variable in the Blackboard, and because, okay, in the Blackboard, we have a variable called move to target. When I go over to the behavior tree, we're telling it in the condition to move to target. You see that right here? You see both of those? This is the function and this is the variable that we created. So if it doesn't know what it's doing and where to go, then it won't work. So that's why we have to, because we defined in the behavior tree, and the Blackboard, think of them as like twins. They work together, all this in one twin power. If the behavior tree does not have this variable, or if it's incorrectly named, it won't work. And I can do it to show you. We'll do it where it works, and then we'll do it where it doesn't work, where I've changed the name. Okay? And I think that will be helpful. Is that good? All right. I keep collapsing these. Let's see. What did I miss? All right, let's go see if it works. So we're gonna hit play. Okay, it's working, but it left me.
Oh, it's supposed to stop
It's
when you
supposed
leave
to.
range.
Yeah,
That's
it
weird.
left me. Yeah. All right, so I know where it is. I have to go back and find where it is. I know what I saw it and I was like, what? There is, let me get I'm always collapsing my window and losing it. There it is. All right, so it's gonna be in the behavior tree. It's gonna be here. There was a note I have in my notes, so let me, and I need to make sure that I show this, because if you don't have it, it won't work. So I'm double checking everything at this point. Override. Yeah, and in my notes, my screenshots of the blueprint, I did not put it in there. So I have to make sure that y'all don't be frustrated. Okay. Yeah. All right. So here in the details panel, let me type in. There's an option in here. It's going to be to self. And I may have to pause to find it, but that's okay. Because I don't ignore restart self. I think this is it. If it's not, then I'm going to make sure I have it. So let me save and let's see what it does, because it may run away again. That's okay. I think by pausing and having these little breaks, we do better. Big old key. Yeah, that's not it. So give me a second. I'm going to pause the video because I don't need y'all like looking through everything. And I'm going to open up a different project just to double check it. So y'all give me a minute. Any questions while I'm doing this? Are you good so far?
Can you go over real quick how you added that nav mesh? I know it's in the place actors, but did you have to like link it to anything when you dropped
No,
it in?
Okay.
no, I just grabbed it and pulled it. I was over here at place actors, and like you said, a nav mesh bounds is what you want. It's a boundary.
Mm-hmm.
And then just grab it and then hit P so you can see. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right, let me get this open. Which I hate it when you're trying to do a presentation and things start to break. It is what it is. All right. I'm gonna stop saving for a second. Stop sharing. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Not having food is bad. I should get up and eat breakfast in the morning. It's a really good idea. What'd you say?
That's true. I agree.
Yeah, I should do better. I should do better. All right, I just want to verify this setting right quick. And literally, we're almost done. So, I may go ahead and show MetaHuman. Oh, 3, 2, 1, come on. Here we go. Sorry about clearing my throat. I've been talking and it's just like,
No,
Right,
this
so
cold,
it's-
dry air from the storm.
Yeah, not nice at all. All right, almost there.
I've been sick for like
Behavior.
2 weeks.
No, don't do that.
I feel it.
Flow control. Almost got it. I need to be able to see it here too. Ah, y'all would not believe what I didn't do. All right. We are great to go. All right, let me share again. Dun, dun, dun. Share. Full screen, share. All right. Can y'all see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the mistake I was making. This is why I couldn't find what I was looking for. So every time I was over here in the behavior tree, oh please. Oops, so glad. I was about to do a lot of talking and not record. Okay, every time I came over here, I was looking for something specific, but I kept choosing the entire box. I need to choose the decorator itself. This observer aborts in the flow control is what I was looking for, and it needs to be changed to self, which means that it'll ignore itself, but it will pay attention to everything around it, even though it should be doing that. But let me just make sure that, oh, that's a great thing to see. All right, I think this will illustrate it really well. Do y'all see that?
Yeah.
So I'm outside of the range, so it's waiting every 2 seconds and it's checking every 2 seconds. When I go back into range, and this is why I said you may want to change or adjust the range. Now I did want to go back. Okay, so again, in order for it to stop, don't get frustrated. Just make sure you're not choosing the whole square. Choose the decorator itself, okay? That's the condition. So let me go back over into, and you can change that. This is the number that determines how far away the player has to be before it moves. But this move to target, even if I just do like a 01 and I compile and save, I just wanted to bring this home. If it works, something's wrong. Yeah. So it doesn't, because it's not the same variable. It's like, what do you want me to do? I don't want to do anything. So I'll go back over. So that's why it's important to have that little name here. All right, and I'm going to compile, save, and verify that this works. I like it when stuff works. That makes me happy. Now verify. Yeah, these are still working. And soon, if you decide to take the F off of picking up these coins, you can tell the coins to only be picked up by the player. So, because there was one level I did, and I was like, why are they picking it up? Because it's available to anyone. So, all right. Hooray. Hooray. I'm going to save all.
Is there a way we can pass in the actor, like the move target actor, so we don't have to change the location vector like every single time manually?
Well, it's paying attention to the collision of the space. What do you mean?
Let me pull it up. So in the is it the AI
The
controller?
controller?
Yeah, when we set value as vector at the end,
Mhm.
we manually entered the vector values from the empty that we put into the level. Can we just pass in the empty?
Nope, because it's not in here. this is like the teleporter
Oh yeah.
where this only wants to be available outside of a local blueprint. I will see though.
So we would have to put the empty like in the actual NPC BP.
Yes,
just
but
drag it
it's
around.
not the same.
Caden.
It's
Okay.
not the same coordinates. It's local to this space.
The root of the BP.
Yep, and not the world
good.
space.
I see.
So what we could probably do is make a vector variable, add it in. And before we do it, let me verify. Vector variable, add it in, put it here. Hold on. I think I want to try it. You know, I like to try stuff before I give me 1 second. All right, so here is the assumption. Make a variable, call it location, and then do a vector, and then we'll bring it in and get it, and then put it in, we'll compile and save, and then we'll expose it, and then see, that's the thing, I don't have access to the controller other than because it's not a thing, right? The controller is not a thing.
Could we put a component on the AI controller and then in the construction script get or set the location vector to the location of that component?
You
For the
could,
target?
yeah, you
I see.
could, yeah. I'm gonna undo though, because I know this works. I don't feel like stuff breaking while I'm trying to present.
Understand. I just wanted to make sure I was on the right path.
Yeah, you're on the right path. Yeah, that would be the other way to do it. I think exposing the variable, but again, it's almost like you would have to expose the variable here, right? In the blueprint, in the character.
Yeah.
And then point it to it. I think that was something I wanted to show y'all.
Sorry, I took it off course, off track.
No. I'm thinking through a few things.
Yeah. What's up?
I was just seeing what you.
Let me think through it. Let me
Uh,
get through
I'm
this
just
and then
recording.
let me think through that. Okay, let's do an animal.
But like that?
Yeah,
What you about
let's
to
do
do?
that.
Hmm?
All right.
Yeah.
So all of that works. So the animal is pretty easy. I'm gonna close all of this. And let's see. I'm going to
I
I
got
think I'm gonna do it
everything
all in
that I
here
got from
because
Switch
it's all
1,
the
Smash
same thing.
Bros, Donkey Kong, the
So
new one.
I'm gonna right click and make a
I
duplicate
got a lot
of
more.
this
Splatoon 2?
character.
Yes, not 2, 3.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a duplicate and then I'm gonna name add anim
Wait, no, Nehemiah,
animal
you got
to
the
it.
Steam Deck.
And I
Yeah.
think that's really all I need to do because all of the code is going to be the exact same, unless you want the character to go a different way, right? So we don't have to do that right now, but I think it's something good to do. We will do one last thing after we set up the animal, so let's get this done. So I'm going to double click. And what I really want to do is figure out what animal I want to use. There's a crow, there's a deer, fox, pig. I've always used a fox and a pig. I'm gonna use a wolf this time.
I have a question real quick.
Yep, go ahead.
In regards to the crow, does that come with like, flapping animations
It
and
comes
stuff?
with, should come with all of it.
As well.
Yeah. Yep. And the way we set up the animation blueprint for the character, which we're about to do, will be the same way you set it up for the crow. So what we do will be consistent for all. Okay. Let's see. So we need to come over here and zoom in here. I'm gonna just change the mesh out. Select the body. Come here and do wolf. SK wolf is what I'm going to use. And of course, we need to do some stuff. And of course, okay, so a few things. There's no animation blueprint here. The texture is wrong. So we have to fix those things. And then we'll go back in and fix the animation blueprint. So let me move this down so we can see. So we're going to the wolf, going to the textures, not textures, we need materials. And I'm not doing all of these. I'm gonna do default wolf. Wolf, hello, wolf. Hi. Hello, how you doing? Arg. Oh, please. Yeah, that should have worked. All right. Wolf. I see. Okay. So the way I brought it in, usually I do import it from the library, which means everything will come over correctly. But because I didn't, we have to look at this. We have to go into all of this. Yay. I probably should have looked at it before I did anything. So now I've got to figure out what goes where. Me and Material Editor, we're not friends. So you see that we have this output. I'm going to choose to come back to that in a minute because it doesn't really matter to me at this point. I just need the thing to move. That's more important. So we'll come back in a minute. All right. So I know that the legs are broken. So we need to create a blend space. Let's also save. And I feel like the texture will be the icing on the cake after we're done. So it's okay. I'm going to come here, blueprint. And we'll go back into the AI lead. We'll bring the character in here, put him right there. And then we'll turn him around.
Oh my God.
Can't see him. Turn him this way. All right. So what we need to do for this character is to create a legacy blend space. So we're going to right click, go to animation. This will be true for all of the characters in this folder. All right. And then go to legacy down here at the bottom. And then do a blend space 1D. And then we need to choose the wolf skeleton. And we'll call this pet blend space. And I'm going to automatically save. And then I'm going to go inside. All right. So I don't see anyone. Hello, wolf. All right. I'm going to keep setting up. It'll do its thing in a minute. I'm just thinking through and making sure I didn't miss any steps. One thing that I know we need to do. Let me go back to the blueprint because I'm just trying to double check. That mesh. Yep. Okay. Just making sure I was right. Pet blend space. And we need to. So we're going to go here. Horizontal axis. This is going to be a variable we need to carry with us. So we're going to call it speed. And we're going to change the maximum axis to 400. We don't need him going super slow, do we? No, we don't. All right, so we're going to hit that. And then I'm missing some things. Hold, please. This is the beauty of it. All right. So here, I don't have a preview mesh. This is where I want to find my wolf. And I don't see it. Preview mesh, a lot of asset default. Huh. Let's go look for it. So I need the skeletal mesh. That's what I'm looking for. So let's go get it. Where is it? Hello. Wolf. And then I want the meshes. That's the red. Oh, I must have missed a step. Let me see what step I missed. Because when I created it, hola. Animation, legacy. Do y'all see what I'm going through? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'd rather it be with me doing it wrong. You know what I mean? And y'all not having, like, just skip that part. So I'm gonna pause until I figure out what I've done incorrectly. I'm looking at my notes right quick. Everybody
All
good?
good. Yeah.
This also might be the reason why I always use a fox. No, it's not the same skeleton. I'm gonna use a fox. I just want to see if the same thing happens. And I'll pause the video so y'all don't have to worry about all of this. Box blend space. Because I don't even see like the animations. Yeah. That is interesting. 3D mesh, none. There's nothing here. Me no like. All right, give me 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna stop sharing again just to make sure. I'd rather pause and double check. Right? So you'll take a potty break. It's all good. What in the world? I'm gonna talk to myself too, so don't judge me.
You're not talking to yourself. You're talking to us.
Yeah, tell yourself that. What in the world? I'm grateful I have a backup, you know, for me to review and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I messed that up. Are you opening? Yeah. My dog is snoring, please.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, she's super loud. All right, let me see where I went wrong. I like it. All right, EP, yep, yep, yep. Check here too. I'm double checking those textures too while I'm in here. So just give me a second. All right, one thing down, and then let me look at this. Because what's funny is even in my other project, the same thing is broken, which is new, unless there's I doubt if it degraded from, it's just new. All right. Blend space. All right, blend space. Yeah, there's something wrong. Because I can see the right skeleton here. So yeah, I'm not sure what this is. Default SK. Yeah, that's interesting. Hmm. This is new, y'all. I'm not sure what to do at this point. I may have to leave it where we are and switch over to something else because in my previous project, some of the same things are not working, which is alerting. That's alarming. 450. And let me look here. Well, we're going to make some hard decisions in 1 second. It's okay, box. All right, making hard decisions. We are not gonna do the animal until I've taken a look at it. So for and when I'm stumped, I'm just like, wow. Let me resave, sorry. I mean, reshare. 'Cause my brain is having a hard time understanding why this is not working. So basically, what we needed to do was to set for the character, I'm just deleting these blend spaces, the walk from idle to run, right? So that over time it starts to run. But I'm just like, what's happening? There's no. So if I use an animation asset, it's almost like my folder was empty. but we clearly see that my folder is not empty.
Yeah, I've been trying to get the use animation asset to work since they have a whole folder, but I think they're all animation sequences, so I don't think you can use it as an asset.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing to do, and this doesn't make sense because everybody may not have this asset, is to try to import it into the project, right? So let me, because me having it and you not having it is not a thing. So even if I was to come here, let's see if it's free. If it's free, then we're gravy. I'm gonna add it to my project. It looks like it's free. Now I gotta remember the name of my project. It's gonna be spring something, something, something. But see, now I can't add it because my project is newer than the files. I just think we call it and because if everybody's using 5.6, I'm not gonna worry about it. I did see some new stuff free for a limited time, so grab that. And what we'll do is we'll pivot and start. I'm literally going to delete this out. So I'll update the rubric. If I can get it to work, I will make a separate video. Okay. And what I want to do is bring this video to a halt. So let me stop. And then I'm going to start a new one because I want to talk about the next thing that we're going to do. We're going to be using conversational AI to bring context and story to our levels. And so this is like the box where I'm going to put a mannequin, a metahuman. And so I want to show you how to create a metahuman. That's why I want to do a separate video. The hard part is not showing you how. The hard part is creating the story and where do I put this and how much information do I have. So we'll do that next week. Let's do this part because it's actually fun here. So one of the first things, let me save. One of the first things that you need to make sure you have is you need to go to edit and go to plugins. And you need to, no, you don't. All right. How many of you are on a school computer?
I am.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because you may have to get something installed. So I'm going to start from scratch just in case, because even at home, you may not have this. Oh, shoot, hold on. You may not have this installed. So, all right. So I'm going to go to Epic Games Launcher, and I'm going to go to my library. And here for 5.6, if you click the drop down and you go to options, you need to make sure that you have MetaHuman Creative Core data selected. Now, if you're on a school computer, you need to take that back to the school and get them to install it for you at your next opportunity. Again, by me showing you this, we are a week ahead. It is no problem this week, okay? Because you're going to do the character leading you from one spot to another, okay? And I will probably expand mine in a minute. But I want you to see this. You must have this for the next assignment, okay? You hit apply, you restart the engine. Of course, you see it's like 5 jigs, and then you're good to go. But you're gonna have to make sure that you are signed in. I think you have to be signed in to your account to make sure it's there. Then you need to come to edit and plugins and type in MetaHuman. And for this project, which is really good, I do not have these installed. Install it anyway. I don't care if it's experimental. It's going to ask you to restart. Make sure you have saved. I did. I'm going to restart now. What it does is there used to be a standalone page for MetaHumans. Now it is within the engine. I was trying to bring in, because a lot of students can't get to the standalone MetaHumans creator, but I still can. Let me try to log in right quick. All right, so this is the web app, and you can see it doesn't go above 5.5, so everything is in the engine. And okay, it might be smart of me to ask, how many of you have used MetaHuman?
I've used it.
All right.
I have not.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't matter what it used to be. I need to show you what it is. Okay. So if your engine says, oh, you have missing plugins, just go ahead and enable anything missing. So there's a lot, by me showing you this, there's a lot now that we're gonna have to go into because they don't have clothes like they used to. So I'm gonna type in, don't do MetaHumans, do Meta H, because whatever you create will create a MetaHumans folder. All right, so I'm gonna just do Meta H, double click, and in here, I'm gonna right click and go to MetaHuman. This is what I just installed. And then we're gonna go to MetaHuman character. And meta human character underscore blip. I don't know. I got nothing. All right. So I'm going to save, and then I am going to double click and go inside. This is what I was talking about, the enable missing. So enable everything. So welcome to MetaHuman. You can restart later. I'll restart later. It's open, so I don't need it. So basically what you're going to do is come in here, create a character. You're going to add skin tone, eye color. You're going to add hair, and you can change the hair color. You can sculpt the face. So I'm going to walk through a bit of that with y'all today, because the character you create needs to fit with the layout or the story and the land of your level. Okay, so I have a very specific story. I'm not going to care about that story as I do this, but I'm telling you to think about that. All right. And most people have been in here and they're like, you can't do anything special. Yes, you can. So I'm going to go over the basics, and then I'm going to go over how you can tweak it. And in another class, we'll go over adding outfits. Okay. So I'm going to start out by, for me, it's a lot easier if I see skin tone. So I'm going to go to materials, and out the gate, it gives you a skin tone. You can do whatever you need to here. So I'm going to go somewhere in here, and then I'll go and I'm going to zoom in, and you can see there's some details here, but I can add more freckles. We can increase the strength of the freckles. You see it got a little bit brighter. The density, how many there are, you can see them popping up like raindrops, right? So you can, and I'm going to undo that. You can do all of that. You can, oh, please, I undid something. I probably shouldn't have hit that. This is heavy. So let me start to close some things on my computer. Let's see, what else do I have? I don't think I have two on those. Like I'm closing everything, because even I have a super strong system and it still is heavy. Y'all see that? So let me see, let me Control Alt Delete, because I have had UE crash on me before. I don't need that. I don't need that. Let's just see what it does now. Nothing. All right, I'm gonna restart. Woo. Okay, smart thing to do when you're running your project, run it off of a hard drive. Do not run it off the system. All right. Let me go back here and open my project. Sign two. Yeah, my computer's revving up. All right. So I won't undo again. And I don't know how far what it saved, but that's okay. All right, didn't save much. Good. All right, so let me go back, starting again. I'm gonna tweak this again. Yeah. And so you already saw the freckles, eyes. You can come in here and you can actually change the eye color. I like gray, but you can see it start to change the eye color. And it's based off of the where you started. So play around with all of these. I don't know what that's highlighting. Limbo green color, it's something on the inside. I'm not gonna muddle with that because I don't need it breaking on me. Makeup will end up coming back here, but just by default, you can also see that it starts to do that raccoon eye. So be mindful of that as you start to do your characters. Also, you can do blush, right? You can change the color. You can do it brighter, especially if you want something like a cyberpunk. The lips, you change the color as well. I'm gonna actually leave this so you can see how some of the things that I do play with the face. I think I like this one. No, let me do this one. And then I'm gonna go, yeah, I'll leave it here. All right, so eyelashes, you can do, oh, I went to teeth. I feel like it's about to break. I don't want to do eyelashes here. I want to do it when I do the head, but let's go here. So the purpose of this is for you to tweak the face. All right, there's multiple blend modes here. If I'm looking at facial features only, let's say she's got thicker lips. This guy has thinner lips. And then let's choose someone else. Looking for nose right now. He's got a long nose. Okay, so the way this works is, and I think the best place to see it is in the lips, is it basically goes from top left and right, and it tweaks it in a blend. So as you blend it, it's going to try to merge. And of course, the center is the true merge, right? So maybe I wanted lips a little thicker, and now I can do the eyes, right? It's not just how small the eyes are. Sometimes it's also the distance, right? And then and you can rotate it. So you can also look at nose bridge. So the pointy nose there, a smaller nose. And you got the nose bridge, and then you've got the true merge here. So you do something like that. You can deal with the eyebrows. We'll add eyebrows. Sometimes eyebrows are hard to see. That's a harder brow. And I'm just trying to do a beat over, just to get the point across. So now you're talking about the domage, how high the forehead is, right? And then you can look at the ears. I'm gonna stick there. Jawline, of course. And I'm glad I left the makeup so you can kind of see how it goes up. Oh, I don't have anything selected. And then sometimes you have to come here to see how this is affected, right? You gotta, so I'm gonna go here. All right, so that is that tool. Then you have the transform tool. And the transform tool allows you to transform the face. Go down, and I'm just messing around right now. I'm not thinking about anything at all.
Low key, handsome Squidward vibes.
Okay. All right, so that's that tool. Then you have the conform tool. I don't have anything for conform tool, but imagine bringing in something from ZBrush or Maya and conforming it. When it says import DNA, that's literally what it's doing. So you can bring in FBX, I think you can bring in OBJ, and it will wrap this face around the mesh, right? So really cool. And then the sculpt is literally what it says. It does what the transform does, but on a, come on, mouse. And this is something else that I found. My navigation seems to reset to a point after being in this. So if you really want to do some creature-ish stuff, and I just felt like the ears were some of the easiest things to think through. You know, now I guess I have Nosferatu on my brain. So you can really come in here and have some fun creating some alien stuff in here, smaller mouth. Maybe I want to flare out the nostrils a little bit and point the nose up. And let me see what that looks like from the side view too. And it's always blending, right? So if you have a level that is that requires a creature, oh yeah, I love that, of some sort, you know, this is the place to do it. And I just realized I have access to the neck. So so that's that's the face, right? Okay, so let's get off the face because I'm having too much fun. Let's now go to body. Of course, you got your defaults, right? But you can blend your defaults as well. And I'll just bring in a few. And so if you want to, this is again the blend. The chest and the waist is really where you can get some cool stuff done. In the waist, let's do that. Also, you can conform again. Oh, I don't want to conform. I don't have a body, but you can now use the sliders to do different things. Shoulders across. And you can do, you know, you can see there's the overall and then there's the different parts. I'm really not paying attention. I'm just choosing sliders. Right? So, okay, I only did too much somewhere. And I'm scared to undo. There should be a reset body. It's a really good idea right now because I was muddling that up. But the blue lines show you what you're tweaking, so it's kind of cool. All right, so I'm gonna go with that for the moment. And then I'm gonna go, I want to go to hair, but I want to not play with hair yet. I want to go down and just show you the clothes because you only get this one outfit And the purpose of this is so that when you tweak the character, they've got this whole special thing that you need to do so that if you bring in an outfit, it will conform to the body. Let's say you make a big Hulk type person and then make a Wonder Woman type person with, big bust and tiny waist, or, hippie, it will conform. So that will be something I would want to show you later. But I want to get through the whole process at this point. And this is when my navigation starts to act up on my mouse, with my mouse. So I'm going to go and do some default makeup stuff in a second, and then go to head. Where'd I go? Sorry, y'all. Materials. No makeup, because this pink is driving me nuts. The color I really want is this color. And I reset it. Boo. Let's just try. There we go. I like that. It's like a nude. It's nice. So do that, and I'll do it here as well. So if you have a color scheme, you can get it done. Probably will bump this up a little bit more. I feel like I want to edit her nose. The nose is a little off for me. But if I keep the makeup consistent, maybe I'll do this. And zoom in here. Some nude eyes, fine. Something subtle. Maybe, I don't know. I'm good with it. So let's go back to hair. I'm gonna start with eyebrows because this poor baby needs some eyebrows. So I'm gonna do something like this. Yeah, that's a lot better. And because I have that brow really, really heavy, I'm looking for the right set of eyebrows for the character. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. All right. So now let's look at eyelashes. Probably can't see it because of the makeup, so I might want to consider the makeup. And you can look at the color, so we can go to details, and now it starts to talk to us about the eyebrow color, which I'm good with for the moment. The eyelash color, so I think I have to check a box. What box do I have to check? I think I have to wait because I don't see it editing. I don't see it changing anything. Yeah. Oh, let's not do that. Even though it's down to white. Yeah, all right. So I just changed that to black. I thought I did that earlier. All right, you can change the outfit while I'm here. Primary color of the shirt. You can change that. Again, if we do something like this, I'll go as far as showing you everything. I cannot beat you with the RuPaul's. I just saw that. I love it. Okay. I see a lot of things that I do want to tweak. But let's go back to the selection, and now we can start to look at hair. And I should have saved a long time ago. Let me save the whole thing. All right, so I don't like that hair on this character. I feel like it needs something else. Let's do this. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, because the ears are so defined, that's what I'm going for. I like that the ears are defined, and I may want to end up tweaking the ears. That's too much for me. But I like the short hairstyle. Definitely have to start thinking about things like that. And I really, now that I'm looking at it, I might be digging the mohawk. Let's see what it does. It does not, oh. No, it's not enough. Let's go over the top. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So if we go over the top with something like this, now I think we start to build up on the ombre colors, right? So that's eyebrows, eyelashes. Okay, so it's got mohawk hair. You have to use the ombre and you can see what it starts to do, right? So I can change the dye color. And that's down at the root. Let's come here. And so that's, I actually really like that. Regions, I think, would be like streaks, regions and highlights. So let's go, I don't know. Need something bright. Super bright. I don't know. I didn't see anything pop up there. Let's see. Go to yellow. And I think that's just taken over. Because it's so burgundy. I'm not gonna worry about it. I actually really like what I have. So I'm gonna edit one more thing. It's just too soft. Yeah, it's just odd now. Yeah, let's just not do it. I like that. All right, so after you get what you like, make sure you save. So this character is not rigged. In order to make this character rigged, this is what I would have to do. You have to go to assembly and you have to choose what you want. We will probably do optimize because we're talking about a game. And we can probably leave it at high. Medium makes the hair cards look nasty. Leave it at metahuman. And then it tells you down here at the bottom that the character is not rigged. So we have to go up here, create a full rig. And you can see down here at the bottom, it's doing the face, it'll do the head, it'll do all of that. So I'm gonna pause the recording so we're not here just kind of looking. Questions, concerns? Any?
Exporting a large person into Unreal, maybe
Like Hulk?
file size.
It can handle ZBrush file size. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I was just wondering if like when exporting, will the model like become low poly? So it doesn't, like,
No,
okay. Oh,
that's what we just chose. I chose the optimize because I don't need it heavy. Let me unpause. I don't need it heavy. But if you, like the folks down in doing the virtual production, they usually use cinematic. I'm going to try to get as far as possible to show you some stuff I'm doing in my other class. So now it says that the character's missing the textures. This is where we have the opportunity to overload the model. Don't do this. So if you go to download textures, don't do 8K, don't do 4K, right? We're only in a game, so do 2K. All right. So I'm gonna pause again. Well, no need. So as long as you're getting these checkboxes, you're really good. And I really would love for y'all to play with this because it's just fun. Now, we're not done, but we can't do anything. This thing says the asset. Sorry, y'all. What? Gosh, I hate it when I get off track. Okay, so what we have to do basically is go to something like materials, click on another box, and then come back to assembly. And now we have this green button. And what it will do is assemble the whole thing into a metahuman. So I'm going to assemble. And everybody knows what a metahuman is, pre-rigged character. You can use it with conversational AI. You can add audio. That's what I want to try to add right quick to show y'all how that works, because it's really, really cool. I'm going to try while I'm waiting on this to find a file, as you always have to use Wave, just to give you a sense of what it can do. This is not what we're going to do. We're going to use conversational AI so that once we give it a backstory and you ask it a question, it will just do it. It'll talk to you. Mouth. We can tell it to use an idle. So it's just really cool stuff. But I know that quite a few of you are in Capstone, and I didn't know if, most people were, kind of standoffish because y'all are accustomed to character creator. So it's all good. A few more seconds, and then we'll bring the BP, and I'll show you where I'm going to put the character. And I will just, for the moment, I'm playing, of course, just to show you the power of it. So this is done. How do I know it's done? If you look over here, I now have a MetaHumans folder, and I have my character in here. And I have a blueprint for my character. See it there? Now, if you decide that you need to change something, it's a whole process. So I advise you get it right the first time. Please get it right the first time. But it can be unlocked and edited. So that's okay. So I'm gonna just for giggles, bring the character here. And does not fit with my IP. Nothing. All right, so there's my character. And I just want to run a test with audio again to show you the power, and then I'll call it, we'll talk about the level, and I'll call it a day. Next week, when we do the conversational AI, you'll see why I want to do this. It's just really cool stuff. And I think the more you guys are exposed to things, the more fun you'll potentially have. So, all right. So I've got the character in here. I want to make sure that I'm not in the MetaHumans folder. I want to make sure that I'm in my folder, blueprint, and I don't know what I did with my folder. Where'd it go? Oh, gee. Did I put it in the wrong folder? I don't think so. No. At this point, I'm not going to care. Oh, there it is. Like it was missing. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to go to MetaHuman and Performance. And this is quick and dirty, okay? MHC. Let's do audio-driven MetaHuman Performance for blip. You look like a blip. All right. So I'm going to double click. And I'm only going to use audio. What I don't have is audio. So I've got a WAV file here. I'm going to drag and drop it. It's just a sample WAV file. It's called Blue Fire Break. Again, I'm doing this in another class. So I'm going to change it from depth footage or video footage to audio. And then I'm going to give it an audio source. So I'm just going to drag and drop that there. And then I'm going to leave it as relative because I want it to be the same. Visualization mesh will be blip. It's going to be blip facial mesh. And anytime this comes up, just say yes. The one thing that I do want it to do is to, let's see, head movement mode. So transform the track. I do want that. I can change it later. There's one other very important thing in the mood. I want it to auto detect. There are other options where the character is neutral or it's happy, sad, disgusted, angry, but I like the auto detect because there's some really cool places where it will smile. It'll look down at you like over glasses. It'll do fun stuff like that. And you can add things like glasses or a hat or whatever to MetaHuman show over the next few weeks. I'll show you all of this to really push your level in your story. All right. So once we're done with this, I'll talk about the level. So I'm going to process. And I'm just going to play. I was going to go into a level sequence, but here we go.
Eyes open. New day, same fire. I wake up and I choose me. Not the version they expect, not the one that plays small. The real one. I am her, the one who shows up, the one who builds, the one who doesn't wait for permission. They told me to be patient. I told myself to be ready. So when you see me moving different, know it's not luck. It's every early morning, every late night, every time I bet on myself. I wake up, I am her. And today, I'm proving it again.
I love the raise of the eyebrows. So you can export this animation. You can turn off in the export the neck, the head motion. If you wanted to add body, I'm just going to save. I'm not going to export that out. But it's really, really, really cool stuff. And so I'm doing this in the class with the acting department again. So again, each one of you will need to, and this is when I start to have problems with my my navigation. Each one of you will have to have a character that has a backstory. We'll go over that next week. We'll be using conversational AI, which means that you can assign it a character ID, and you can also change the voice, and it will talk to us and tell us, even if you say, well, what's going on in this world? And depending on the attitude you give it, it'll be a jerk, or it may even be really soft and be like, do it, whatever it might be. It might be really sad about whatever's going on. But it'll give us context at the entry. And so that's why I want to talk about, I'm having a hard time with my navigation. Talk about the level and the scale of the level. You need to have a place where there's an intro, where you can talk to your character. You need to have a place or places where your lead character takes you someplace. I'm going to end up doing probably a standalone video on this door that I had here. I cleared it out because of it was in the other level. I want to do it fresh so I can make you a fresh video. And it's going to be using rocks similar to this. And then I want to be able to move my chests, where are they? To the places that I want them to be in the back, and I want this character to take me there. One thing that I did not bring up was the fact that if I come over to the AI lead, I think it's here. No, it's not here. It is, where is it? No, I think it's in the controller. And I'm not sure who that was talking with me earlier. I want to be able to tell the player to go to different places, but I want them to be in order. So what you may have to do is to do something like this. And you can now move move that character, not only right here, but around here. And I have that section, and I know my navigation's messed up. I have the section behind it, and then I want to bring it back here and take me underground. Or it can come right here and stop and wait for me to return, right? So it's that kind of control that this gives you. I like the idea of exposing the variables so that I could choose where I want to go. So I will probably figure that out, make a separate video. But this class is about gameplay. And if we're not looking at the portfolio part, the level design, the story elements, the gameplay, when we get ready to get the enemies in here, that's really going to bring it home for you when we change all the meshes and we put We put the health up there and we have them hitting us. That'll bring it home. So the conversational AI is next week, and then we jump immediately into the enemies and the behavior trees that allow them to hunt us down, patrol, hit us, and then in my level, I go underground. But I need you to now start to decorate your level, especially if you're one of those folks. Yeah, if you're one of those folks who wasn't happy with what you had, this is the time where you need to go ahead and start decorating. Do a little bit at a time. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't miss the first 2 assignments. Don't do that because I'm not going to open it up past the 31st, which is this weekend. And then because I've taken this down to one character, not the animal. If I figure it out, I'll show you all. If I find a pack that's free, because I heard somebody wanted a bird, I will let you know. So I'll just make a video and then we can go from there. But I get super excited about the possibilities and what y'all can create if you just take your time and don't get overwhelmed and do a little bit at a time. Doing like 3 hours, I'm so good with doing 3 hours because I put a movie on. But sometimes that might not be good for everyone. So figure out what your time looks like by next week, because I just had some really cool ideas and I want to look at something else. I may have my level laid out a little bit better. If I do, I might make a video by the end of the week and say, hey, here's my update. I want y'all to see that I'm updating my stuff too. So it's not just, this blind, oh, I'm just going to show you this stuff and that's it. Or, oh, I did this before and that's it. I need y'all to see that I'm trying to manage my time as well with the other classes and make sure that, if I mess up, I show it to you. Like today, the animals didn't work. And I'm like, y'all know I got 3 favorite letters. I won't mention them on here, but that's where my head is. So I want to figure that out. Again, if I do, I'll just make a video. We won't wait until next week. I'll just make a video. Here's how to do that. And I will say, because I figured it out, make sure you have this for the next assignment. So I'll be very clear about it. Let me stop talking because I'm about to lose my voice and I have one more class. I don't want to stop the recording just in case there are questions. Are there questions?
I think we're good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Thumbs up, chime in the chat if you're good. Hopefully you're not overwhelmed. Please manage your time wisely so that at the end of the semester, I'm not looking at your cross because you got your levels still in, looking like it's new and there's no assets. So go check out and see what's, and I may post it. I'm going to go over there in just a minute and see what's new for the month and get that stuff. Oh no. Grab that stuff because I need you to have stuff. Unfortunately my stuff got old because there's a new version. But just have some fun. This should be fun for y'all. If y'all gamers and you really love this stuff, really go in there and do a good job. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking. Here we go. Any questions or not yet? I'll take the silence. It's not yet.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, I'll post these as soon as they come up. I want to go back over what's on iCollege before I release that stuff to you. Again, reminder, get those other 2 assignments in. I'll also try to post reminders on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, okay? Y'all have a good week and let me know if you have any issues. Don't forget, if you go on campus this week and you do have a school computer, get them to install that MetaHuman stuff so you're good to go, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good day.
Thank you.